Guys, I'm talking about equipment today. So this is the right tools for the job. I've always believed in having the right tools for the job. And this is whether it comes down to IT or whether it's video production, photography, that kind of thing as well. From an IT perspective, in a tools point of view, well, I'll tell you where this comes from, actually. I went into a business, it was a PR company quite a while ago now, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I was fixing their computers, their laptops, and I realised that the director of the company was quite tight when it comes to buying equipment, right? And a lot of people they think, oh, we should save some money on buying the equipment. But I was fixing these computers and I realised the computers were just terrible, like they were badly spec'd. They were like off the shelf PC World kind of jobs. Pay 500 quid, you've got a laptop, so off you're going, you can do your job, right? But the problem with that view of the world is, firstly, they're consumer machines. Secondly, they're from PC World, so they're full of crap anyway, but that's by the by. And thirdly, they were just, even though they were good machines, they were just not really good enough. So if you wanted to use them from a business perspective and you've got like I do, I have like 20 tabs open, various different programs. Sometimes I'm using Photoshop, Premiere sometimes these days, or Camtasia or something like that. The more things you open with your virus scanner, whatever, all of a sudden a low-priced off-the-shelf machine starts to bulk and it doesn't really work as well as you'd want it to. So in that instance, what I said to the woman, I was like, well, what you actually need to do is you need to go to somewhere like PC World, but if you want to, if that's the kind of company you use, and look at the business machines, like the machines that have got more RAM or they've got more processing power or an SSD, because they're the kind of things where it's going to enable your business to function more efficiently, right? And so, yes, you might upfront the capital cost that you pay for a new machine. It might upfront save you a bit of money by buying a 500 quid machine. But if you pay twice the amount, £1,000, actually when you look at it from someone's efficiency, if they've got a better machine, they can be more efficient because they're not waiting for things to happen. And that's what she kept saying to me. She was like, oh, sometimes they're doing stuff and it keeps freezing, or they keep having to wait for stuff. And I'm like, yes, because the machines are crap. So what I said to her is, buy a better machine, buy a more efficient machine to help your employees do their job more efficiently. It's not just about having a cool new laptop for them. It's about having the best tool for the job. And it's the same here. We have editing machines. We used to have MacBooks, MacBook Pros, the ones without the touch bar. And we're editing 4K footage, and what would happen is the export would just take too long. So we went and bought 2 desktops, so like $4,000 a piece. It's a massive amount of money, but they've got 32 gig of RAM, they've got 2 graphics cards. They're powered to cope with 4K machines. We don't want to wait for the export. It just doesn't make sense to do that. Same with our cameras. We could buy a 500 quid, £1,000 camera, and there's some good ones, the cheap Sony ones, mirrorless ones, and they'll do the job. But actually, when you look at, and you only need to look at reviews for like cameras and lenses before you see that there's the tiny details about the more expensive ones that do a better job. They've got more dynamic range, or they cope with different lighting situations in a better way. It's about having the right equipment to do the best job you can do. The last thing you want to do is get to a job and realise that you can't do a certain part of the job because you don't have the right equipment. So for me, I think it's worth getting the right equipment for the job and not letting that be the issue. And this is a common question I get all the time is why does your video look better? Sometimes it's lighting as well, but why does your video look better, or why does it take me so long to export, etc., etc., etc. And it's all down to the equipment. So don't scrimp and save if possible. I know sometimes financially it's hard to do that, but try not to scrimp and save and just put the extra bit of money thinking long term to get the right equipment for the job. That's what I feel about that. Cheers, guys.